Bueno, mis amigos, me vine aquí al parque en Hawái donde hicieron la película de Jurassic Park y ahorita estoy llegando aquí al parque. Reservé un tour para que me lleven por donde se hicieron la filmación de esta película y ahorita vamos a ir para allá y ahí ahorita ustedes van a ver, vamos a juntos a explorar cómo se vive ese momento. Así es que vamos para allá. Aquí son las instalaciones. Y allá vamos, gente. Aquí es el terreno que les quiero mostrar. Bueno, mis hermanos, aquí a esta área llegas, te acomodan en una troca, en un carro, camión, dependiendo del grupo donde vayas a ir, y aquí empieza la aventura, mi gente. Así es que vamos a ver qué nos encontramos. También te hacen tour en caballo, en moto, en bicicleta, dependiendo cómo quieras vivir tú la aventura. Bueno, mis amigos, pues sin más que decir, los voy a dejar en el video, pero antes de decirles que los invito a que se suscriban, que comenten, que compartan, que me apoyen con un like. Así es que, sin más que decir, vamos a vivir la aventura, gente. Ahí los dejo en el video.
It's a really large plot of land. It's made up of the North Valley of Kaaba. The current land division that we're in is called Pu'uloa, and the Southern Valley, which is the valley that we're going to be spending majority of our time on today's jungle forest, is called Hakiku. Now, Hakiku directly translates to broken hill. It's named that for a reason, right? Y'all are going to find out why when y'all get there, because it is good talking. So we're going to spend some time in this land division before we head down south. This is where we're kind of like branching off to the Hawaiian people. Because in ancient Hawaiian times, Hawaiians were very spiritual people, very much connected to God. They believed that gods and goddesses were connected to everything on the earth, the dirt, the rocks, the leaves, the trees. And this led to the creation of a very complex belief system to where there was around 40,000 gods and goddesses, demigods, and demigods. I'm not going to talk about all 40,000 of them because we'll probably be here all day. I'm only going to talk about 4. So coming up ahead of us to the right, you will see 4 wooden statues, which we call Kiki in the Hawaiian culture. These 4 represent the godhead, or the Aku. And to name them, you're going to start on the far right-hand side. The first one here is Kanaloa, the god of the deep sea. The second statue is Lono, the god of agriculture. The third statue is Tane, the god of life and fresh water. And the fourth and final statue is Ku'u'Moku, the god of war. Now the Aku beneath each god are 10,000 demigods and demigods, which we call the king of the. And most people know more about the Hawaiian culture than they think they do. Disney's done a pretty good job of highlighting some of the aspects of the culture. So, has anyone seen the movie Moana? Yeah? Okay. So Maui, the demigod of the land. These are the demigods within the country. So just so a lot of you guys know about Maui. About when the Hawaiians worship these gods, they would actually build these religious sites, which we call Pakipana. I'm actually going to take you to one on today's tour. It's our first of 2 stops on today's jungle tour, and the name of this Pakipana is Pa'iwi Na'awa, which translates to the foundation to seek knowledge and wisdom. Now I think you guys really enjoy it. We'll take some pictures of these up there really gorgeous. But it also happens to be a demo. Now I'm not going to tell you what the movie is today. Drop some active names on here, not our convention. very good. Jack Black, Kevin Hart, Dwayne Rock Johnson, Nick Jonas, Karen Gillan. Jumanji, bingo. Jumanji, welcome to the jungle. We're still up here. Some of you may have taken a spot. What you go? We're going to name some of the different parts of the Bunny Tunnel to you guys. And then we'll go up and take some pictures in there. I don't like spending too much time in because our second stop is a big favorite of mine. I personally think it's the highlight of the tour. So I'll explain that on the drive out again. About 8 to 10 minutes we'll spend up here at the Bunny Tunnel. From the truck I'll point out the different parts of it, and you guys can follow me up the steps inside. So if you look up in the Bunny Tunnel over there to the left, you'll see two wooden huts that we call hale in the Hawaiian language. Can everyone say hale? Hale. Yes. So hale means home or house. And the hale over there to the left is called the hale kia'i. Kia'i means guardian. So hale kia'i, guardian house, aka the old school security guard shack. So the man that lived in there, he was in there 24/7. He would regulate the amount of people that come into the Wahipana for worship. Now Hawaiians, in order to enter to worship, they would have to ask permission in the form of a chant. That was one of the protocols. They would oli, or they would offer an ho'okupu, an offering, or
Se dice que este era un lugar sagrado donde la gente que visitaba Hawái tenía que venir aquí a este altar para que la gente nativa de ese entonces aquí pudiera decidir si podrías andar aquí o no. Así es eso, gente, así nomás. Esto es lo que se puede ver aquí.
To the giant jaguar head, and the massive rock you see above the Wahipana to the top left was used as the basis for the jaguar head. We don't actually have a jaguar head here, that's all CGI, but that's where it was computer animated, on top of that rock, right up there to the left. To the right hand side we got the film location sign for Jumanji, closer to the jungle. Really star-heavy craft here, but I mean what's crazy when it comes to Cool Law Ranch, we have a lot of movies and shows that shoot. In high time, we can even have productions filming about it. We're such a prime film location. They can have movies, TV shows, music videos, commercials, all that can be shooting. Just recently, we did have a TV series. I don't know if you guys are heard of these guys, but they did break down 7 years ago. We did have Escenarios Hawaii filming on property. And the next movies that they slated to come to the ranch are the live-action version of Moana and Lilo and Stitch. We haven't gotten the confirmed date when we're going to start filming, but those are the next 2 major productions that are coming to the property. On our way down, we're not going to get down, we're not going to take our way down to the South Valley. And these are landmarks that I'd like to point out to you guys from scenic lookout. Hang on a second. you guys take a look to the left here, past this fencing, you'll see a body of water surrounded by a tree line. What you see here is called Moli'i fish ponds. It's an ancient Hawaiian fish pond about 800 to 900 years old, and it's one of the most preserved in the state of Hawaii. It was originally made for the highest ranking chieftains that ruled Hawaii back in antiquity. But the cool thing about this pond here is the rock wall, and you can't see it from here because it's hidden by the trees. Beneath the tree lining surrounding the perimeter is also a rock wall that was built using the same form of rock stack that you saw at the Hawaii Pond. Now, what's cool about the ranch is we are a farming operation that happens to be funded through tourism. So we like looking towards the past to learn from our ancestors to see how we can innovate ourselves. So we are known as one of the most diverse farming operations in the state. So if you take a look over the pond at the bottom left, you'll see these black looking logs floating on the water. Those are oyster baskets. We are the only certified oyster farm in the state of Hawaii. And not only do we have oysters, we also farm shrimp, tilapia, catfish, prawns, and a whole plethora of different types of fruits and veggies. But when it comes to the Hawaiian people, who actually built this fish pond, Hawaiians actually lived in the past. So there were three classes of citizens broken down into their own subclasses. The high class, known as the Ali'i or the chieftain, also made up of the kahuna, the elders. The middle class was known as the maka'ainana, or the covenant. And the third and final class were known as the outcasts. They went by different names, but the kawa was the most important. But each class in the caste system had their own role to play in society. So kind of like a big well-oiled machine. Since the land division system that they provided, it's pretty intense. I'll kind of break it down to you guys throughout the tour here. There's another scene that I'll take you guys to. Just a beautiful view overlooking both the pond. And they can enjoy the natural Hawaiians going to the truck.
Bueno, la persona del tour dice que aquí se han filmado cualquier cantidad de series. Dice que aquí se filmaron algunas escenas de la película de Jumanji. No sé si ustedes la han visto, me imagino que muchos la vieron o muchos no, pero aquí se filmaron algunas escenas.
Family, if you guys want to bust out your cameras here, welcome to Makaha Looking. Now the name Makaha is actually kind of poetic. Maka meaning ice, Ha meaning breath of life. How it got the lookhouse name is if you take a look down to the bottom left, you'll see the fish pond. Sadly, you can't actually see the gates of the fish pond from here because the trees are overgrown. But it's down the right-hand side of the pond where you can see the beach there, all the sand. Now, the pond is a brackish water pond. We have ocean water flowing through the gates, and there's a fresh water spring beneath the pond feeding it fresh water. The combination of these three types of waters is the perfect breeding grounds for algae, which is what the fish love to eat. So the algae attracts the fish, they swim through the gates, they eat the algae, and they get too big to
Bueno, mis hermanos, pues aquí seguimos y nomás vean qué espectáculo de paisaje nos regala la naturaleza. Disfruten, espero que les esté gustando el video.
This rock wall here is an example of the Hawaiian irrigation system. So same form of rock snacking, Hawaiians would actually build these to divert the streams coming down from the mountain into their farms to provide water for their crops. And if you're curious about the flag sticking out of the hillside, we are a nature preserve. So you guys know us by the name of the Kualoa Ranch, but our legal name is the Kualoa Nature Reserve. So the preservation of the land is our biggest priority, and that includes the endemic species of plant life. So the flags pretty much mark where we planted those trees and such. So the land division system the Hawaiians were founded by started from the sky and ended in the ocean. The sky would bring the clouds would bring the rain would hit the mountain tops, which would create waterfalls. The waterfalls would turn into streams, and that's when they would utilize the rock cycling techniques to divert the streams into the ponds. I would have to say Polynesians in general, the Polynesians were really good at the practicing of Malamaina Malamakamaka, which translates to they take care of the land takes care of it. But on the way up the saddle lookout, just to break things down for you, I this stop it's a beautiful view. It's a scenic viewpoint right here with a nice peak here in the valley. There's also a hike. It's about 5 minutes. There's another walk. They give us enough to be able to hit one of those mountain peaks. To be able to see both into the top valley and the rest on the other side. So I recommend it sometime though. So we should do that in the next week. Before we hit up the saddle, take a look to the left here. These large trees, I want to point out to you guys for a second, because we're going to bring this up later on the tour. These are mango trees. I'm a huge fan of mangoes, hope you guys are too. We have over hundreds and hundreds of mango trees in this valley alone. They all look like giant properties. So, if you take a look to the mountain to the left, at the base of the mountain up there, if you scan to the left and right, majority of those trees are mango trees. Now, they were actually planted here for a reason, and this story goes back to the early 1800s, during the reign of King Kamehameha III. But I'll share that story with you guys after Saddle Lookout.
las vistas y los escenarios que les estén agradando, porque a mí me tienen emocionado. Esto casi no se vive y mucho menos en las ciudades. Esto es poco que pueden vivir. Esto es espectacular, así es que comenten y regálenme un like. Bueno, después de venir subiendo con la troca por el camino de la terracería, ahorita estamos caminando aquí por un sendero y ustedes pueden ver el panorama, gente. Así es esto de la exploración. Aquí filmaron la película de Jurassic Park. Aquí es en estos terrenos, mi gente. Aquí vamos subiendo la cima de la montaña. A ver qué les parece el espectáculo. Sí está un poco pesada la subida, pero ya logramos subir a la primera parte de la cima. Todo esto fue parte de los escenarios de la película de Jurassic Park. Ahora vamos a descender la montaña. Aquí a la descendida es más rápido. Aquí, como ustedes pueden ver, ya vamos descendiendo la montaña, pero está pesado. La subida es la que estaba más pesada, pero aquí vamos de regreso. Ya vamos bajando la montaña, gente.
also eat it. Tastes a lot like a macadamia nut. But be careful with the amount that you eat because it's also a laxative. You eat too much of that, you're going to be on the toilet the rest of the day. Now, candle alcohol is the Hawaiians will also harvest the oil and use it for frying to include a fire with oil. And you can technically light the kukui nut directly, and it will burn for about 5 to 6 minutes. I consider it like a multi-purpose tree because the burnt remains of a kukui nut was then harvested and used as tattooing, because it was a good black tar material. The sap that comes from the kukui nut tree, although also known as pilau, was a sticky substance used as magnesium. Only good use it as a business to leave seeds. These giant trees in front of us again, in mango. The lookout that we're about to approach is called Kalama, and I'll explain that in just a second. Everything is edible on the plant from the leaf to the root, and the root is pretty much a corpse, so similar to a potato, and you treat it as such. You can chop it up, bake it, boil it, but the staple way of preparing taro is by pounding it into a paste called por. If you haven't tried por, you can stop off at the nearest 7-Eleven, grab some of it or any grocery store. Okay. Poi and poker is a pretty great combo, so if you guys don't enjoy poi, otherwise it's a very acquired taste for most people visiting Hawaii for the first time. If you don't like it in that form, you might like poi donuts. The donuts are pretty amazing. Actually, if you're cool with me dropping some food recommendations on you guys on the tour, there's a bakery in Kalihi called Kamehameha Bakery. You can Google Kam Bakery for sure. KAM. They have one of the best poi glazed donuts I've ever had. So you guys gotta try it. Watch the movie. Forward to thinking about how it's doing. Next up, we don't have a sign marked in the area. But here to the left, if you're a Jurassic World fan, you've seen Jurassic World 2 Fallen Kingdom. It's when the volcano erupts and everything, the dinosaurs and stuff. So this area here to the left is where they shot the scene where Chris Pratt will get tranquilized by the mercenaries that betray him after they shoot Blue thereafter. As he's tranked, lava's flowing down the hillside there. He gains consciousness before he gets burnt alive and he takes off. Quick scene here, I see it's about 8 to 10 minutes. Brie Larson, John C. Reilly, John Goodman, and Samuel L. Jackson.
Bueno, mis hermanos, aquí el guía dice que aquí en estos terrenos donde vamos a pasar o en estos lugares donde vamos a pasar también se filmaron algunas escenas de la película de King Kong. Entonces ahorita vamos a llegar ahí al escenario y espero que les esté gustando el video, mi gente, y aquí seguimos. Aquí les voy a dejar un link. Según aquí se filmaron las escenas de la película de King Kong. A ver, vamos a ver. Sí, es cierto.
You might be wondering, is this helicopter also made out of plywood and styrofoam? It is not. Yeah, that is a real helicopter, or parts of it are. So I was told that the film crew actually purchased this helicopter from the military. They brought it in pieces and they...
Lo siguiente que viene es donde está la entrada de donde decía en la película Welcome to Jurassic World. Aquí vamos a llegar, vamos a ver qué podemos ver ahí en eso donde se filmaron esas escenas. Ahí vamos.
되게 모양 들어왔다. 와, 이러세요.
Es la entrada a Jurassic Park.
What you see here is the Dominus Rex paddock from Jurassic World 1. How many of you guys have seen this movie by the raise of hands? Hey, alright. So you'll probably recognize the 12 marks on the wall in front of us. Those are the same 12 marks that tricked Chris Pratt into thinking the IRX escaped. To the top right we have the control room where Claire, Bryce Howard's character, was able to control the paddock from an iPad you see through the window, which is also just a piece of movie magic, it's just cardboard. We have our pet raptors here to the left, Delta and Omega. We used to have 6, now we have 2. Yeah, this is actually a stop on the Jurassic Adventure tour. Some people did been disrespecting this movie set because you see, if you look closely at the walls are also made out of plywood and styrofoam.
Aquí es donde entraban al
Now, a couple of
parque.
months ago, I actually had a kid on my Jurassic tour. Right after telling him it was made out of plywood and styrofoam, went and kicked a hole in the wall here on the right. Yes. So if you guys ever want to come off here, Jurassic Adventure tour. I'll go ahead and drive around the van so that you guys can actually get some photos of the sign above us. So if you guys have seen Jurassic World 1, the area might seem familiar, it does look slightly different. Because all the grass beside us here on the right hand side is overgrown. We shot this movie in 2014.
Y aquí es
So it's been well
donde
over
llegamos
10
ahora,
years they were here filming this
el
movie.
parque donde filmaron la
If you
película de
haven't watched it, this is where they
Jurassic
shot
Park.
the scene where Chris Pratt runs out of the gates, he dives underneath the vehicle, cuts the gas line, covers himself in gasoline so the IRX can't find him. And then there was the worker who picked the worst hiding spot ever and gets eaten for lunch by the IRX. This is where they shot those scenes. And ahead of us, if you are curious, that green house ahead of us there, that is not Chris Pratt's house. Yeah, Chris Pratt's shack and trailer that he lived in is on property. It's a set that we do have, it's just not here. Not on this tour. It's on the other side of the highway. That house is just a rental that the ranch owns. 3 bedroom, 2 bath for $3,500 a month. So it's open to the public. If you ever go on platform, it's right next to the ranch.
Bueno, mis hermanos, así es como hemos concluido este excelente tour. Espero que les haya gustado. Los invito a que me regalen un like, comenten si alguien sabe más acerca de eso, y los invito a ver mi próximo video.